my defense is obvious. It's always been obvious. It's not a secret. We're moving for summary judgment under Colorado anti-SLAPP law. The summary judgment says there's no issue, no material issue, or no issue of material fact in dispute in the case. Therefore, we admit to everything for the purposes of this motion. We say the judge should rule in our favor. Well, that's admitting to all of the facts and saying there's no defamation claim. Why is there no defamation claim? Well, you lack a fact statement that is false. You can have opinion statements. I might be wrong, I guess, but my opinion is obviously formulated based on evidence. I made that very clear, by the way. I made it clear in the statements. Bro, your reputation is bad. You have a bad reputation online. There's 10 years of people calling you a pedophile. 10 fucking years of this. And you haven't corrected it, countered it, or fixed it. And when you sued people, you lost. That's a bad reputation. He sued me for saying he's a bad Montagraph, as one of his things, sued me for saying he has a bad reputation. Oh my God. Like, do you realize what happens at trial? If we have to get to trial on the defamatory statement, you have a bad reputation, for Montagraph is. That means that his reputation, this fucking retarded lawyer, David Schneider, has, through his assertion that Montagraph's reputation is a defamatory statement, has literally raised the character of Montagraph, which, by the way, immediately invalidates improper character testimony as like impermissible. It literally brings Montagraph's online character and reputation into question. Montagraph saying my reputation is bad is defamatory. Oh, now we get to assess Montagraph's reputation if we go to trial. Like, do you realize what this dumb motherfucker David Schneider did there? So there's an exception to admissibility. The admissibility of character evidence is presumptively excluded unless you have an exception. Well, one of the biggest exceptions is you raise character as a specific issue. Like, him saying my character's bad is defamatory. Oh, now we get to put your character on trial, specifically yours. So I get to bring all the bad character stuff against you, and you have to counter all the bad character stuff that it could possibly bring with good character stuff. You have to Montagraph will have to convince people that his character is not bad. That me saying he has a bad reputation, which, by the way, is an opinion statement anyway, but that me saying he's got a bad reputation is defamatory, is a knowing lie. Well, now I get to prove why I know it's not a lie, right? Which means I get to bring all of his character into fucking question. Which means all the people who reach out to me and say, please get Montagraph off the internet because he drove my friend to suicide. Is that inadmissible now? Like, is that part of Montagraph's character? His character and his bad acts? Oh, wait. You said that questions of his character are defamatory, so now I have to show why questions of his character, like, I have to present evidence about his character to show it's not defamatory. Good job, Schneider. Did you think that one through, you dumb motherfucker? Giving away the defense? Dude, if we have to go to trial, I hope we don't, because I get a waste of time and money. But if we have to go to trial, what's on trial? Go look at the complaint. What's on trial? Montagraph's character. Montagraph's statements about photographing naked children. Montagraph's inability to win lawsuits against someone who called him a pedophile. All that comes in because it's all at issue. In normal trials, prior bad acts, prior allegations, character questions, those don't easily come in. You have to come up with exceptions for them. in a defamation case where you allege all these things about me that he said, based on all this shit that's been said about me for a decade. All that is wrong. Why? Well, prove that it's right. Well, here you go. Here's everybody saying the same things. Here's you saying things that seem to confirm the things that people are saying. Here's me coming to the conclusion based on this evidence. You can't admit that. No, you literally made it the issue. Like, you made it the issue. You made your character the issue. You made statements about your problems with people calling you a child molester or a pedophile or someone who likes taking pictures of naked kids or whatever. You brought that into question. So now I get to show you why it was in question in the first place. Why for a decade people have been saying this stuff about you. Why the logical conclusion of you losing the lawsuit about someone calling you a pedophile is that maybe you are. Like, people are like, do you still believe it? Never once, not once, has Montagraph even denied it. He's just mad that I said it. He sued me for saying it. All right. Like, I don't want to go to trial. If I have to go and just like show all the reasons that Montagraph looks like this gross pedophile, and that Montagraph has lost lawsuits about this, that Montagraph has failed to deny this, Montagraph has never once like said, hey, Nick, by the way, I'm not that. Like, can you retract that? Can you apologize? Never asked me any of that. If I have to just go show that in court and like let the jury decide based on what Montagraph has done and said over the years, like, oh, I get to show them the umbrella man or whatever, that video of like him, that snuff film or whatever of him, like, oh, it's fictional, so it's fine. Like, of him having the underage looking actress being grossly murdered by a weird masked protagonist, dark hero. I don't know what it is. The one that has all the allegations about how it's super disgusting and pedophilic and all of that stuff. And also like, violent against children. If I have to show all that because you're mad that I said the things that everybody else said, and you never like actually reached out to me through your lawyer, to my lawyer or to me or whatever, to deny it and say, hey, that's not actually true. Like, this is all a work of fiction or whatever. And I go, you never even gave me the chance. You just sued me and said, nah, this is not, you can't say this. Why can't I say it? I don't know. Maybe you should have had representation who could have set up a scenario where your character isn't on trial, but instead you hired a guy to put your character specifically on trial. I don't want to go to trial, but if we do, I mean, I guess I just have to say everything that has been said about Montagraph that I've read and seen, and read all his failed lawsuits and all that stuff. Can't bring that in. Normally, no. But when you make it the issue, probably.
Oh, here's the exhibit in Exhibit 1 DVD. Defendant, with his face and voice, accuses the plaintiff of being a pedophile. The live stream broadcast occurred on April 6, 2019, from the defendant's Blackstone Intelligence Network YouTube channel. The defendant falsely accused the plaintiff of pedophilia a number of times during that live stream. Over 4,500 people heard and saw the video, which triggered this very lawsuit. So this is his follow-up, I guess, because the first one made no sense, and he's trying to... this is more specific. Is that specific enough?
No. I mean, it's not going to be specific enough to overcome the jurisdiction problems, because he would have to prove that he had directed the acts towards Colorado. If he really wanted to sue him, he would have to sue him in federal court or in state court in North Carolina or wherever the defendant actually is, where they'd have jurisdiction over him. That's the biggest hurdle he's got. What page were you reading that on? 6, you said?
So if it's the 11-page document, the response. It's the second page, plaintiff's answer. It says Exhibit 1 DVD.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's from the paragraph where it says, see Quest response to Morphonius motion. And then the second page of that. It's just that one little paragraph.
There we go. Yeah. No. And it wasn't... he's addressing other parts of the motion, but I got dismissed on jurisdictional grounds, so they didn't even get to this other stuff. Yeah, he would have had to amend his pleadings rather than just answering in the motion. He could have requested that to the court. But I mean, this is why you get a lawyer, right? The interesting thing is he raises kind of a good argument on page 3. There's one where it talks about he is a journalist with a standard of journalistic integrity. This is actually part of a defamation cause of action. Where is it? Where you argue that basically they...
is it the third paragraph? The defendant's introduction to this very lawsuit explicitly points out what a professional independent journalist the defendant is, coupled with his investigational skills.
Montagraph has sent some rumble rants. He says, your numbers are falling, sinking, actually. I guess it's all of your ridiculous drunken splaining of nonsense that isn't true anyway. And then he says, how about a formal apology and removal of your slanderous videos? There are no slanderous videos, Monty. Not any of them. You fucked a watermelon on camera. I watched. I was aroused. It was good. It was good. The watermelon and I high-fived afterwards. I have never fucked a watermelon ever. Provide the proof. You did. I don't need to. I never did any of these things that you've accused me of. Being retarded? Yes. Being my designated ADA retard is actually on your resume, Monty. You sent it to me. 2 more Monty chats. He says, all of your Lawmart attorneys that kiss your ass on the regular.
Lawmart. That's funny.
What?
That was actually funny.
If they're kissing my ass, I better spread and enjoy it. Should be ashamed of themselves for not stepping up and pointing out your disgusting ways. And then he says, Nicholas Rekieta thinks that his statements don't have consequences. Wrong! They do and always will. Shame on you for your irresponsible actions. Monty, I'll just bring... Oh, he said he did one more. You think this is funny.
I shouldn't have said that.
I can assure you that you will not be laughing in the distant future. Stop falsely accusing me of sick shit that I never did.
The distant future? So not the near future?
The distant future.
Distant.
He says, why would I come on your show so you can further ridicule me while making false claims? Monty, that's literally what you did to me, you silly. You little goose. That's what you did to me. I'm just messing with you. Get on here, you baby. He says, wrong. That will never happen, ever. You will take full responsibility for your actions, Nick Rekieta. Sweaty Squad's going to rise up, Montagraph. Some sweaty sausage links coming hot for your mouth.